I would now like to introduce our next guest speaker, Mr. David Joyner.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here to speak with you today.
For the next part of this workshop, please welcome Mr. Clark Saunders, who's not only the advisor of the FBLA chapter at Seven Lakes High School, but also teaches 4 different business courses. He's here today to uplift us with words of motivation.
Hello, Texas FBLA. My name is Clark Saunders. I'm the Seven Lakes High School FBLA chapter advisor, but I'm also the Area 5 VP State Officer Advisor for Tabina Hassan. I want you to understand truly the overwhelmingly awesome experience that this is for you. I've gotten to watch young men and women grow to become true leaders. I've gotten to see a bunch of misfit strangers turn into a well-oiled machine of a team, and seen hearts connected with individuals at a level that they never would have expected. And you're going to accomplish a lot of things even during this crazy COVID time. And I want you to make sure that you know that you're a part of a team and that you're not doing this on your own. So I want you to make sure to not miss anything. Don't take any opportunity, any moment for granted, because it's all important. And if you blink, you might miss something great. So, and another just tidbit, you're going to get out of this what you put in. So if you have a bad attitude, you're not going to get much out of it. So let those walls down. Welcome feedback, criticism, constructive criticism, whatever the topic is, whatever the verbiage is now. Take the points, learn, grow, and be a team together, and you're going to be able to accomplish some amazing things. So on that note, before we start the video that's going to be tagged onto this, I just want you to know that, or I want to ask this question: is how do you start your day? How do you start your day? I want you to think about that for just a moment. What's one of the first things you do when you start your day? And does it matter? Me, a lot of times, I just get up, take a shower, get dressed, eat, go to work. I don't really think about, they're all mundane tasks that just happen. It's a rhythm. I don't even think about it. But one of the chores that my parents tried to make me do when I was a child was make the bed. I thought, what a pointless chore to do. I'm coming back to the same bedroom later today, and I'm going to go sleep in the same bed that I slept in the night before. Why does it matter if the bed is made? And we kind of forget about the sense of accomplishment and the focus that we get that's created by starting your day right. And taking that little time to make your bed provides you with that moment of opportunity to focus on what the tasks are ahead for the day and provide that little sense of accomplishment that you've already finished your first task. Because sometimes it's easy to get discouraged when we're very task-oriented people to not complete a task, and we're struggling for that affirmation, that sense of accomplishment. But by simply getting up and making your bed, you've already accomplished one thing today. And when you go home, even after a really terrible day, you're still coming home to that beautiful bed that you made. And that has to bring you a little bit of joy, even in a hard day. That's just one of the tidbits you're going to hear about from the speaker who did a commencement speech at the University of Texas several years ago. It's only a 6-minute video, really short. But I just want you to pay attention to his words and just wanted you to at least get your mind rolling about how you start your day and how as simple of a task as making your bed can be extremely impactful. Hope you enjoy the video.
If you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim. Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you are also taught that if a shark begins to circle your position, stand your ground. Do not swim away. Do not act afraid. And if the shark, hungry for a midnight snack, darts towards you, then summons up all your strength and punch him in the snout, and he will turn and swim away. There are a lot of sharks in the world. If you hope to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. So if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we called them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim. But somehow these little guys from every corner of the nation and the world always had the last laugh, swimming faster than everyone and reaching the shore long before the rest of us. SEAL training was a great equalizer. Nothing mattered but your will to succeed, not your color, not your ethnic background, not your education, not your social status. If you want to change the world, measure a person by the size of their heart, not by the size of their flippers. The 9th week of training is referred to as Hell Week. It is 6 days of no sleep, constant physical and mental harassment, and 1 special day at the Mud Flats. The Mud Flats are an area between San Diego and Tijuana where the water runs off and creates the Tijuana Sloughs, a swampy patch of terrain where the mud will engulf you. It is on Wednesday of Hell Week that you paddle down to the Mud Flats and spend the next 15 hours trying to survive the freezing cold, the howling wind, and the incessant pressure to quit from the instructors. As the sun began to set that Wednesday evening, my training class, having committed some egregious infraction of the rules, was ordered into the mud. The mud consumed each man till there was nothing visible but our heads. The instructors told us we could leave the mud if only 5 men would quit. Only 5 men, just 5 men, and we could get out of the oppressive cold. Looking around the mud flat, it was apparent that some students were about to give up. It was still over 8 hours till the sun came up. 8 more hours of bone-chilling cold. The chattering teeth and the shivering moans of the trainees were so loud, it was hard to hear anything. And then one voice began to echo through the night. One voice raised in song. The song was terribly out of tune, but sung with great enthusiasm. One voice became 2, and 2 became 3, and before long, everyone in the class was singing. The instructors threatened us with more time in the mud if we kept up the singing, but the singing persisted, and somehow the mud seemed a little warmer, and the wind a little tamer, and the dawn not so far away. If I have learned anything in my time traveling the world, it is the power of hope. The power of one person, a Washington, a Lincoln, King, Mandela, and even a young girl from Pakistan, Malala. One person can change the world by giving people hope. So if you want to change the world, start each day with a task completed. Find someone to help you through life. Respect everyone. Know that life is not fair and that you will fail often. But if you take some risks, step up when the times are the toughest, face down the bullies, lift up the downtrodden, and never ever give up. If you do these things, the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we have today. And what started here will indeed have changed the world for the better.
I hope you enjoyed the video. I just wanted to have a little bit of a brief discussion with you and ask some questions and have some topics and some bullet points that I want to make sure that you didn't miss. One big thing that he talked about was, start each day with a task completed. And that's where that making your bed comes in. How great is it to start with a positive attitude for your day by completing a small task? You've got one thing off your checklist that you can say is done. So start your day off right can definitely directly impact the path of the rest of your day. Not saying it's going to be perfect, but you've started correctly. So your attitude, your focus, your mind, your heart is hopefully engaged in the right activities and in the right manner so that you can be productive and be helpful in society. And this works with your FBLA team. You need to start each day with a small task completed. You've got many tasks that are on your list as you continue this week, but just simply making your bed, making a list of some things you want to do today, crossing some things out that you know that you've accomplished. Do something, complete a task, start your day off right. Another thing is there's a lot of sharks. And if, to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. You're going to face a lot of obstacles, not just this week, not just in FBLA, but in your life. And there's a lot of sharks in the water. It's not necessarily a safe place. Life isn't always fair. And you're going to have some bullies that you may face too. Whether it's a student, whether it's an adult, whether it's in your grown-up life with your boss, whether it's a random stranger, there's going to be sharks in the water that are going to be after for you. But remember, don't back down and face those sharks head on. Don't back down from the sharks. Another thing is don't count out the little person. Remember the little video that talked about the shortest group of people in the raft? Some of the smallest people are the biggest fighters. Don't count out a little person. Measure a person by the size of their heart, not their physical characteristics. Big things come in small packages. Important things come in small packages. So don't ever underestimate the power of someone simply by anything, what they look like, their income, their education, background, religion. There's people of all walks of life, and this diversity that we have, and even the diversity you have in your team, is such a critical part to how this can be so impactful. Learn from each other, grow from each other. And that's another thing is, he said, find someone to help you through life. You've got a team right here. Don't miss out on these individuals that have a lot of the same passions, and they want to thrive, and they want to work together. Do not count out the team that you have. Utilize these people. That I guarantee you that they will be your friends for a lifetime if you open your heart and you allow it to happen. Respect everyone. That's another thing he mentioned too. Life is about respect. We must respect each other. We're going to have differences. And it's really hard in today's society to not argue with people. But discussion is what we want, not destruction. So make sure that you take what people's perspectives and point of views are and take them to your heart and your mind and let them churn a little bit and try to come up with what your thoughts on life should be. Don't count someone else out just because they're different. Life's not fair, and know that you're going to fail and fail often. And what he didn't mention in this video, but I think is important, is the other phrase of you're always going to fall. There's going to be moments in life when you're going to fall, but always fall forward. Don't fall backward, fall forward. Learn from failures. Some of the greatest minds and the greatest accomplishments that have happened in this world were a product of failure before. They failed. They got back up. They dusted off their shoes. They got their hands dirty, went again, tried again, probably failed again and again, but still made it at the top. Don't let failure stop you. Rise to the challenge. Use help that you have. Fight those sharks that are around you. And that hope that you create can change the world. Never underestimate the power of hope. Just like you mentioned some of those leaders in our world and society, one person can change the world through the power of hope. I hope this video is an encouragement to you. I hope that you continue to grow through this experience with your officer team. Treat Mrs. Matlock and Mrs. Crook and the other advisors with care. Just remember, you're surrounded by people that care about you and love you. Know that we want what's best for you. We want you to be a success in life, and we want you to do it the right way. So learn, grow, laugh, cry a little if you have to, but just enjoy this opportunity. And I can't wait to see you in the future, to see the growth that has occurred from this, and just to see the awesome success that you'll continue to be. Have a great time. Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Joyner and Mr. Saunders, for those great words of wisdom.